What he loves to hate, many of you will say for good reason. But it turns out that the £1 million allowance that is given to him, or rather was, by King Charles, has been pulled. He no longer gets it. I don't think he gets anything from the civil list, or whatever it is called these days. So poor Prince, he's got to fend for himself like the rest of us do. And I say that, by the way, as a royalist. I'm not a Republican.
Evicted and uncovered. Prince Andrew's stunning demand to Sarah Ferguson as Royal Lodge turmoil erupts. Welcome back to Chatterbox. If you thought Windsor's chaos had quieted down, you've missed what's exploding behind the iron gates of Royal Lodge. We are witnessing the messy, inevitable collapse of one of the strangest domestic setups in modern royal history. Imagine this scenario: Prince Andrew, already disgraced, inviting Jeffrey Epstein, Harvey Weinstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell into his home for Princess Beatrice's 18th birthday. This took place just 2 months after Epstein had a warrant out for his arrest over sexual crimes. That level of entitlement, that certainty he was untouchable, is exactly what has brought us to today's crisis. And make no mistake, the party is over. Something inside that 30-room estate has snapped. Reports say Andrew Mountbatten Windsor has issued a harsh new order to his staff, and it targets one person, Sarah Ferguson. The woman who stood beside him through every scandal and public humiliation is now being told she is no longer welcome near him. After more than 20 years living in the same home despite their divorce, Andrew has drawn a cold, unmistakable line. Sarah is said to be heartbroken, furious, and confused as the man she defended for decades suddenly treats her like an outsider in the house she considered her sanctuary. But here's what the press isn't spelling out. This isn't a relationship spat. This is a controlled detonation. They're friendly exes who still live together. Image was an illusion crafted for the public. The real reasons they stayed under the same roof involve secrets, money, and shared vulnerability. And those bonds are falling apart in real time. Before we go deeper, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications on. When this arrangement finally collapses, long-buried royal secrets are going to spill out. Let's zoom in on the current atmosphere. Women's Day reported that Andrew now wants complete separation from Sarah, emotionally as well as physically. Staff describe him as withdrawn, paranoid, and increasingly unstable since losing his HRH style and military roles. But the real spark for the current meltdown? The money is gone. King Charles has officially shut off Andrew's financial pipeline. In late 2024, he instructed the keeper of the privy purse to cancel Andrew's £1 million annual allowance and, more devastatingly, his private security. For someone whose entire sense of identity revolved around privilege, it is an unbearable humiliation. He is now sitting in a massive mansion he can't afford to maintain or protect. And he is taking out that frustration on the person closest to him, Sarah. Those close to Sarah claim she never saw this coming. She defended him on national TV when the world condemned him. She stayed loyal when the FBI wanted answers. She believed her support mattered. But now, simply being around her reportedly irritates Andrew. She represents their shared downfall. For Sarah, Royal Lodge wasn't just a residence. It was her protection. It gave her status and shielded her from her long-running money troubles. Without Andrew and without that address, her future suddenly looks frightening. Royal insiders say Andrew is likely headed toward a much smaller property, possibly on the Sandringham estate or even Frogmore Cottage. In other words, exile disguised as retirement. And Sarah may not be included. Inside the lodge, the pair now live like strangers at opposite ends of the house. Staff claim they might cross paths once a day, usually at dinner, and the silence is suffocating. The staged warmth they use to show cameras is gone. Sarah spends much of her time alone in her wing, sometimes lingering at the private bar, asking staff to stay longer because the quiet is unbearable. For someone who built her identity on being close to royalty, watching that slip away is deeply painful. But why did they stay together for so long? People assume affection. That's false. The setup was a strategic partnership. Sarah stayed because she needed protection. Royal Lodge kept her financial disasters from swallowing her. She had leverage. She witnessed everything during Andrew's trade envoy years. Her daughters benefited. Staying linked to Andrew helped Beatrice and Eugenie keep their royal status. She was afraid of leaving. Life outside the royal bubble terrified her. Now Andrew's side. He tolerated Sarah because she knows everything. His movements, his meetings, his private dealings. Keeping her inside the house kept those details contained. They had a silent agreement. Expose one, destroy both. She also kept the household functioning and provided company when his royal connections dried up. But with the money gone and eviction looming, their pact no longer protects them. And here's the twist, proving this relationship is over. Both are reportedly seeking new partners. Sources say Andrew is looking at dating apps, hoping for someone unaware of his reputation, or someone who doesn't care. He thinks he can reinvent himself. Sarah, too, is said to be open to dating again, joking about becoming a cougar. They're building emotional escape routes before their physical split becomes final. But this is risky. A new partner means someone new to confide in. And if Sarah starts talking, really talking, about what she witnessed during the Epstein era inside Royal Lodge, it could trigger the palace's worst nightmare. Inside, the energy is bleak. Rooms once used for lavish gatherings now sit dark. No one visits. The place feels like a dying kingdom held together only by fear of what happens next. Andrew hides in his room. Sarah roams the halls like someone bracing for bad news. Here's what you need to consider. What exactly does Sarah know that kept Andrew so close for so long? And why is he suddenly willing to risk pushing her out now? Does he truly believe she'll stay silent? Or is he simply too defeated to care? When it finally split, someone will talk. The only question is, will it come through a book deal, a desperate interview, or anonymous leaks once they have nothing left to protect? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Will Sarah finally reveal everything once she's forced out? What do you think their final moves will be? And if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button, because when the moving trucks arrive at Royal Lodge, the silence will shatter, and we'll be here to cover every explosive moment.